Hey there, friends, fans, and viewers. It is I, Christian Moe, for AutoTalk.com. We're doing another driving review today. This week we are in the 2015 Chevy Silverado 1500. 2015 Chevrolet Silverado is a brand new truck, but it faces some stiff competition in the market. It wades into battle with a handsome look that includes stylish features like 20-inch alloy wheels, projector headlamps with chrome housings, a big chrome grille, and chrome mirror caps. There are some great usability features as well. The truck comes with a factory spray-in bed liner, and the integrated bumper step makes access to the bed easy. Under the hood, you'll find the new mid-range EcoTech 3 5.3-liter V8 with 355 horsepower. This truck has all the right pieces to be a proper work machine, but how does it really stack up? Now, this truck is obviously a big deal for Chevy. Having the big refresh and everything has brought the truck up to date. They brought the all-new engines in, so they're really hoping this truck will carry on for a long time. Now, a few weeks ago, I had the Denali 1500 from GMC, and that truck I thought was great. Had the big 6.2-liter V8, 400 plus horsepower, you know, mighty machine. It was full of leather and gadgets and gizmos. It was, you know, a rolling slab of luxury office. But it was really expensive. And that kind of bothered me a bit because it prices it out of the market for people who just need trucks. This, on the other hand, though, is just a truck. So this is a mid-level truck, and I have very few options. This is only a $35,000 truck versus the other truck that was close to $60,000. So for this, I've got cloth seats that is actually a split folding bench in the middle. I don't have navigation. I don't have fancy apps. All that sort of stuff is just gone. What has replaced it all is the underpinnings of a good, solid work truck, and quite frankly, I'm kind of in love with it. So, we've seen the outside. It looks nice. 20-inch wheels, they're a bit garish to me, but whatever. I like a truck with smaller wheels and big sidewalls. Makes it more useful. Makes it a little more comfortable to be in. But still, they look all right. Inside, though, this is a very function over form sort of cabin. So I have big chunky knobs and buttons that are easy to reach. I have a rubber steering wheel. I have cloth seats, all that sort of stuff. But smartly, even though this is technically a big bench, the seats move independently. So I can slide my seat forward and backwards as I see fit, and the passenger can do the same, and then the center seat just sits here. If you fold down the center seat, you've got smart storage, so I've got 3 cup holders, 3 small trays, a tray in the top that's good for things like ink pens, and then it opens up and there's a ton of space in here. I have a little divider that folds down for bigger items or keep separate for smaller items. Cigarette plug, 2 USBs, that's where the auxiliary jack is, and there's also a SD card reader in there. Up front, things are pretty simple. Big knob for fan speed, crank the fan up, turn the fan back down, and then a big knob for temperature, just hot or cold, blue to red, nothing crazy. 4 big buttons to divvy out how it travels around the cabin, of course AC on and off, and then my defrost. I do have electrically defrosted mirrors, which is nice. Otherwise, it's just a fairly decent machine. I've only got like 4 or 6 speakers in here, something like that. Not a lot. Stereo just sounds okay, but I do get satellite radio. This does come equipped with the little 4G Wi-Fi thing that Chevy's touting. So if you have smartphones and stuff, you can connect to that in here. Dash is very clean and very simple. 2 big main gauges, speedo on the right, tack on the left. Up on top, I've got battery, coolant temp, oil temp, and then fuel. Very simple, very easy. There's a small trip computer in the middle. 1 knob in the middle of the dash changes between all your options. So you've got your trip distance, your fuel economy, your range, on and on. I have buttons for cruise control on the steering wheel. That's it. If you want to change the volume, you just reach up and hit the knob. Powering this thing is not the big, gigantic, angry 6.2-liter V8, but rather it is the mid-level 5.3-liter V8. It's a smaller engine, but it's still pretty meaty. It makes 355 horses and 380 plus pounds of torque. So it's got the grunt you need to move stuff around in the back, grunt you need to move stuff around if you have a trailer. And you know what? For the most part, it's really all you ever need. If you step on it, plenty of power, you move away quickly, ease off again, and the 6-speed auto will quickly shift up through the gears. It's very smooth, and you're off and away. If you want to, obviously you've got your tow haul mode. There is a manual mode. You can choose what gear you're in. So if you're trailering and you got a grade, have a grade coming up, you can lock what gear you want. Otherwise, it just all sort of works. Again, this is a fairly low level model, so I only have rear wheel drive instead of all wheel drive, so I've not really done anything crazy out in the mud and the dirt, but I've driven around my farm a lot. No real problems scrabbling up slopes and stuff that are covered in gravel and dirt. You know, it just sort of does what it needs to do. I've got no complaints about it as a work truck. I've got big rubber mats, the back seat folds up, the bed is huge, got 4 full doors, so it's really easy to get people in and out of it. I've put hay in it so far, I put some mulch in it, I helped somebody move, and the truck never complained. It just does its job. And I know that may seem kind of boring, that there's nothing about this truck that sort of makes it stand out, but that's what you want in a good work machine. You don't need anything that's wild or crazy. You just want something that works all the time, every time, the way you expect it to. And that's what this thing has done for me this week. Every time I've asked something of it, it has just said, yes, sir, and off we've gone. It's not given me any problems. Yes, it could be faster. Yes, it could be more powerful. Yes, it could have more gears. But it doesn't really need any of those. Those are just extra niceties. As a tool, this thing is phenomenal. It's got, again, like I said, it's got great storage. Got 2 big glove boxes over there. I've got small storage up here for change. Big door pockets that hold 2 bottles each. There's door pockets in the back. So I've got the 3 cup holders up here, the big center island storage. If you need to fit 6 people in it, you flop it up. You've got your seatbelt. You can put 6 people in it, drive them around wherever you need to go. In fact, if I had any real complaint about the majority of the interior, it's that every time I flip this thing up heavy, this pops open, and there's no cup holders in the back. There's just the door pockets. So whereas a lot of machines will have the little center cubby that folds down in the seat like this with the cup holders, doesn't have one back there. So if you have a third passenger, the person in the middle is going to have to hold their drink. Everyone else can use the bottle pockets in the doors. But like, that's it really. That's my only complaint about it. And then the way it drives like a truck. You sit high, it's fairly smooth. You know, if you hit big bumps and things like that, you can feel it sort of flex and move around, and it bounces a bit. But what do you expect? It's a freaking pickup truck. Like, this is everything I want. To me, this is America on wheels, right? It's something that looks good on the outside, but deep down it is just built to do work, and it will continue to work and work as hard as you want it to, and it will never complain. Of course, this engine has Chevy's little fancy engine cylinder shutoff, so when you're cruising around, it'll apparently be a 4-cylinder, then you step on it, it turns into a V8. I honestly cannot tell you if that has happened at all, because I cannot tell, ever. Like, I've never once noticed a shift over between 4-cylinder or 8-cylinder, so I don't even know if it's actually doing it or not. What I do know is I'm getting 18.5 miles to the gallon, and that's pretty good, considering the truck this size, this much power. I've only trailered one tiny thing for about 5 minutes, so I can't talk much about its trailering ability, but I filled it up with stuff, and when you load up the bed, truck handles just fine. In fact, you put a little bit of weight in the back of it, it's a little bit nicer, it rides a little bit better. Yeah, it's just a good damn machine. Like, I really, really dig it. Everything about it has just been nice. I love how spacious the cabin is. I love how I've got these divots in the top for extra headroom. I mean, I'm not an entirely tall guy, but I could wear a gigantic 10-gallon cowboy hat in here and not hit my head on the roof. Like, that's awesome. I love that the windows on the door come way down, so it's easy to see your mirrors. It's easy to see your sight lines. If you're trying to back up a trailer, you can do that a lot easier. You can see where you're going. A lot of glass is a good thing in a pickup truck. You want to make sure when you're driving down, the farm rail, that I'm not going to run over something in the field. Like, all of those smart little details that nobody ever thinks about are just right in here. Steering wheel feels good. It's nice and it's big. Steering is very light, easy to maneuver around. Great if you're trying to do in a parking lot or handle a trailer. Doesn't take a lot of force or effort. You can hang halfway out the window, and with one arm you can just swing this wheel back and forth as much as you need to get the truck positioned where it needs to be. Like I said, it might be nice if it had a little bit more power, but that adds to the price. There's not anything, honestly, that I would really change about this truck. Maybe maybe I would opt for the all-wheel drive package, just so I could have the four-wheel drive to take it out and get dirty in the mud. Or if it's really raining bad and I need to go through the field to get something from the other side of the farm, it might be nice. But otherwise, this is probably exactly how I would buy a truck. Get mid-range V8. Of course, you've got the automatic because they won't sell it to you in a manual. Very few options. I have a stereo that sounds good enough. I've got plenty of storage for my things. I've got satellite radio, which I love. And that's it. 6 friends, big bed, loaded up with stuff and go. Want to go camping? No problem. 6 friends loaded up with stuff and go. Want to take the dogs to the lake? No problem. Fold up the back seats, throw the dogs in the back and go. Like, it's just a very, very functional machine, and I have no complaints about it. I know Ford has a brand new F-150, and people are, applauding that for the new aluminum architecture and how it saves so much weight and has a much higher tow rating and bed capacity and stuff. But to be honest, now I've not driven that truck yet, but it would have to basically be made of gold and give me a massage as I drove down the road for me to think it was better enough over this machine. I am so pleased with the way this truck has behaved this last week that I just can't say enough praise about it. So if you want something super nice and super fancy and super luxurious, you can get something like the Denali. They sell a fancy version of this. But if you just want a good truck that will be reliable, last you as long as you need it to, and just get the job done, this is exactly what you want. Mid-range Silverado. Got beautiful blue paint. I've got nice alloys if that's your thing. I've got full-size bed, 4 full doors, plenty of seats, plenty of space. This is a workman's truck. And I kind of want one. Like, really bad. So, once again, I'm Christian Mo for AutoTalk.com. Thank you for hanging out with me. I appreciate it. As always, if you enjoyed this review, please subscribe to AutoTalk.com's YouTube channel. You will see more just like this. We have one that goes up just about every week. If you have questions, comments, concerns, please go ahead and drop those below. If you loved this episode, please go ahead and put a thumbs up. If you didn't like it, give us a thumbs down. And then please tell us why you liked it or didn't. We want to make these things better for you, and the best way we can do that is with your feedback. Tell us what we're doing right, tell us what we're doing wrong, and we'll do more right and hopefully less wrong. Anyways, I'm Christian Mo. Thank you guys for hanging out with me. I'll see you next time.